The Chaunce Hayden Show is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at freshbooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Location provided by Sapphire New York. Visit them at nysapphire.com.
You think you have me all down, you think you have me, I will always be one step ahead.
Don't hurt me, for real. Look at her teeth! No, she has fangs, I'm not even kidding. Oh God, oh my God, are you insane? You're watching the Chaunce Hayden Show, broadcasting live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City. My guest tonight, and this is a great thrill to have Chuck Zito back at the scene of the crime, back to our old stomping grounds.
Right here, man.
Chuck, do you remember those years? Do you remember the 90s when this was like the Studio 54 of New York?
That was it, right here.
Right here, right in this room.
I was in this room a lot of times. A lot of shit went on in this room.
When you come back here, do you get flashbacks? Do you think of those days? You were here all the time.
Send the girls in there, will you?
The one thing that's unbelievable to me is that a lap dance still costs $20. With all the inflation, can you believe that 20 years ago a lap dance was $20 and today it's still $20?
Should be cheaper. It's inflation, man.
Yeah, it should go down with the cost of living, not up. But it's the same, still $20.
That's true.
But you're not a lap dance guy. You never were. When I saw you here, the great thing about you, and I'll never forget it, like it was yesterday. This place had every celebrity in town. You had Sean Penn, Madonna, Dennis Rodman.
Thank
Mark
you.
Wahlberg.
I brought them all. It wasn't Lonnie. I brought them.
I
brought Sean Penn. I brought Mickey Rourke. I brought James Caan. I brought all the celebrities here. Everybody.
You were the guy.
Mickey Rourke, Pamela Anderson. I brought everybody here. All the wrestlers here.
You were the face of Scores, and when you walked in the door, it seemed like everything stopped. The music stopped. Everyone stopped. You had this way about you. You had the long duster, right, that you would wear, and it had the Hells Angels colors on the back.
Yeah.
You were a bigger than life presence, and still are to this day. Still an intimidating force. When you walk into this room, it's still scary. For me, it's still a little intimidating.
Scared?
Who isn't scared here? Are we all scared? Like I've always looked at you like a guy who you feel like you have to tread lightly, and you're a good guy. Like the greatest story.
I'm the nicest guy I know.
My greatest Chuck Zito story is there was a woman here who was dating Dennis Rodman, and I did an interview with her, and something came out in the interview that she didn't like, and I'll never forget this. She called me up in my office and she said, "Just so you know, I called Chuck Zito, and there's a contract on your life. Chuck's taking care of it."
Oh, that's nice.
Do you remember when I called you in the airport? I almost fainted. I called you on your cell phone. You picked up.
I'm always getting arrested because phone calls like that.
Do you remember this call? You were in Atlanta at an airport, and I said, "Chuck, I'm sorry to bother you, but I just got a disturbing call. This woman just said that you're going to kill me, and I just need to know if I need to leave the country." I wasn't even kidding.
Oh, it was against you. I thought it was
against
Dennis
me.
Rodman.
No, she was mad at me and said that she was going to have you take care of me. Do you remember that call?
You and my friend, yeah, I remember that one because I was wondering with Dennis because the first night we met, we almost had a fight. I thought you were talking about him.
No, you and I. And you said to me, I'll never forget, you said, "Chauncey, I'm on a hit TV show." He goes, "I can't go around." He goes, "Even if I got hired to kill you, I couldn't kill you." He goes, "I'm too busy now, and people know who I am. I can't kill you anymore."
Before
I was so relieved.
I just give you a good beating.
Well, you've given a lot of people a good beating here.
She paid me, so I never took that contract out. So tonight, you're getting your ass kicked.
So tonight, you know what, Chuck? I always said this: if we were in a situation like that, because
hit me in my hand with your fist.
Like this? Even that scares me. Even Two great stories here that you're legendary for. Of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? We'll never forget that. It was the punch heard around the world.
Yeah.
Not far from where we're sitting right now. Just
Right through that door.
please, do
Right
you
through
mind
that
taking
door.
us back to that moment?
Baba, that was 13 years ago, man. We're gonna still.
We
people
still
ask me
talk about
every
it.
day.
We still talk about it.
He don't.
It was embarrassing. It was on the front page of the New York Post the very
Yeah,
next day.
Yeah.
I remember all the cell phone cameras came out as he went down, and you could see in the club all the flashes going off.
Yeah.
It was
I didn't realize how
jaw-dropping.
packed the club was until I got up and I saw everybody. I was holy shit. Everybody's taking pictures with their cell phones. Everybody's on the cell phone. I said, well, I'm getting arrested.
Best post cover ever, Jean-Claude
Do-
Van Slam.
Do you know Jean-Claude Van Slam? And you know what's great about that story?
Chauncey, what year was it?
98.
98.
98.
98.
Everyone and their mother says they were there to see it. It's one of those stories where it's like now an urban legend where people tell you they were there, but you know what I mean? Like 1 billion people were there that night.
Yeah.
You obviously
Everybody
there.
says, I
Chuck.
was there. I was there. If that was many people who were here, they'd be standing outside. There'd be a line down the street.
Right.
You know?
What really happened? Because I have my version. I tell people, and I just make things up as I go along now because the story's changed so many times.
What's your version?
I'll tell you my version. Tell me how close I am.
Okay.
It was you, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Mickey Rourke.
And 5 of their friends.
And okay, I leave out the friends because
It was myself, my friend Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Lubeck was sitting there. Actually, Jean-Claude fell on his lap.
and you guys were having a discussion that became heated, and Jean-Claude Van Damme took his glasses off. Oh, he said something to you that was insulting, and you said, "What did you say?"
He didn't say it to me. What happened was, well, now we're going to go back 13 years now. All right? I guess this is how stories were told and myths and all that stuff. So, I used to work for him in 1992. I was
You
his
was bodyguard, yeah.
And I didn't see him again until 1998, 6 years later. And he came walking in with Mickey Rourke and 5 of their friends, and I was already having a dinner here. I was having a steak, and then Mickey sent word with Frankie, the bouncer. Remember Frankie the bouncer?
Yeah.
To come up and say hello. I said, hey, after I finish my dinner, I'll come say hello. So I haven't seen Jean-Claude in a long time, and I went up to him. I said, hey, Jean-Claude, and he was just very, very arrogant and disrespectful. And he says, hey, Chuck Zito, how are you? So, you know, you don't have to tell me my last name. I know my last name. So right away, it was disrespectful, and I just paid him no mind. And he was getting lap dances with all the girls, and me and Mickey were talking. It was out right out there in the Champagne Lounge. And every time I looked at him, he was looking at me. So then he gets up to go to the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom. Frankie goes in there. He says, hey, can you get an autograph for my son? Oh, by the way, we have mutual friends. Chuck Zito. He goes, fuck Chuck Zito. He's a punk. He's got no heart. And then
That was
Frankie
it,
came
right.
back to me. He came back. He sat in his chair. The girls were sitting in his lap. Then Frankie's leaning over to me. This was before they had walls.
Right, right.
And he came from the behind and leaned over to he goes, what are you sitting with this guy for? I said, what are you talking about? He said, he was just talking bad about you in the bathroom. I said, come on, Frankie, you don't start no shit. He goes, I'm telling you. I
Thought he was
getting-
joking, like
No, I thought he was joking.
yeah, yeah.
But he wasn't. He says, I asked him for an autograph for my son, and by the way, we have mutual friends.
Right.
And that's when he told me. He said he called me a punk and a pussy, and I got no heart, and that was it, man. I took my chair. We were sitting in chairs. And he had a
Right.
girl on his lap. I says, do me a favor, sweetheart. Take your shoes for a walk.
And
I
was he
wanna
wearing
talk to
glasses and he
Jean-Claude."
took his glasses off? And
So when I went to talk to
Yeah.
him, he took his glass. I said, "Will you just talk about me in the
Right.
bathroom?" And he leaned up, took his glasses off, folded, and put them in his pocket. And I'm saying to myself, "Well, you know, that's a hostile move, man. What's he taking his glasses off for? Unless he wants to fight." So he goes, "Yeah, I was talking about you." I said, "Well, what'd you say? I had no heart." He goes, "Yeah, I said that." I said, "Well, why?" He said, "Because you're full of shit." And I was kind of taken back from that, so I grabbed him by his arm and I
this is
said,
going to
"Hey,
be
excuse
horrible.
me.
What's about to happen? Yeah.
You just said I'm full of shit."
Yeah.
And then he leaned to me, put his fingers in my face. He goes, "You're fucking full of shit." I said, "That's cool, man." I hit him with right hand, left hook, him in the chair went flying over, and I just got up and I beat the fucking dog shit out of him.
And the place, the next day.
And I didn't realize how many people were out
Right.
there. I just, lost my cool and shit. And well, there was no cool when you tell me to go fuck myself. So Mickey jumped on my back. He goes, "Chuck, it's Mickey. It's Mickey." I threw him from here to that door. And I just started. I said, "Hey, man, this ain't the fucking street. This ain't the movies. This is the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
street." And I own the fucking street. And I was just bat blasting him.
And did you have any idea how big of a story that would be?
Oh, I had no clue, man. To me, it was just another guy I had to fight with, and I didn't realize I actually broke my hand on his head.
Honestly, I think it ruined his career. Go ahead.
I mean, Chuck's a big dude. I mean, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, I mean, he's a movie star, but he's not. He's a little guy.
He's not a little guy. He's my height.
Is he?
Everybody says
but
the
he's
same
thin.
thing.
He's a
what are you,
little guy.
wait, Andrew, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying, I mean, it's nutty
What
for
are you
him to
trying to
try
say?
to
What are you
fight
saying?
Chuck.
You trying to say I picked on midgets?
What? Isn't that scary? Doesn't it make your knees go weak?
No, but it's crazy
I'm
for him to
5'11",
think.
He's 5'10". The
But I
same
mean,
thing I hear with Stallone. Everybody says, "Oh, I say he's my height." No, Stallone's 5'4".
He's short, like he is short, right?
Another fucking guy.
No, he's short. I mean, he's not tall, is he?
I'm 5'11". He's 5'10".
Is he really
If you
5'10"?
look at the pictures of me and him, he's
Really?
right here.
I always thought he was shorter than that.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Well, first of all, you gave him respect because I remember you told me the story that he was a disciplined martial artist, and you remember you telling me the story like the day after it happened. You said you didn't want him to get up also because of his legs.
Oh no, he had great legs, man. I wasn't letting him about to kick me in my head or something, you know.
That
would have hurt, man.
Do you think but you're a street fighter. He's not. He's a movie fighter. There's a big difference. There's an error between handling yourself in a situation like that and on a movie set.
Well, it's a big difference. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a lot of street fights, and I could tell he never had a street fight.
Big difference, right?
So,
Yeah.
and I don't, I even feel, even when it happened, I felt bad because I got so much publicity from somebody else's misfortune. Here we are, 13 years later, we're still talking about the same fucking fight.
And you know what? His career never recovered. I would go as far as to say that his career
his career literally went down the fucking toilet.
after that it was
because
over.
He never did a
Nobody
movie
took him
after that.
serious.
Man.
No.
He did an interview on like some French station, and he said how it was all his fault, and he was really drunk.
He wasn't drunk. He was drinking fucking water. I hate that because I never hit a drunk guy in my life.
Andrew, again?
Trying to
No,
stop-
I'm
Again?
not. I'm agreeing with Chuck. I'm on Chuck's side.
Where does it stop, Andrew? Where does it stop?
I'm on Chuck's side.
Oh, Andrew, I think me and you are gonna have a problem.
Yeah. I'm
First
gonna
of all-
say a name.
First of all,
Right
he
out
was
the
doing
door.
a movie. He was drinking nothing but water. I hate because people that weren't even here, the haters and all. Of course, there's people on my side, there's guys on his side, and they're saying, "Well, he was a fucking drunk. I took advantage of a drunk guy. I never hit a drunk guy in my life." So.
I
now,
agree
if
with
he
you.
was drunk, he would
By the way, I'm drunk.
He would have never said the things
I'm
he
drunk
said,
right now.
if he was drunk. But it happened, and I just, like I said, it's something that
You know,
I wasn't proud of, but it went around the world, man. The next
it's
day.
legend.
The time I got to my house, because I went to the hospital to get my hand set, and then the time I got home, there had to be 20 calls on my machine. Current affair,
Yeah.
eyewitness news, we heard you had a fight with Jean-Claude. I was worried about getting arrested for assault.
Right.
The next day in the paper, it was a big thing on, Jean-Claude Van Slam us. Holy shit.
Humiliating.
Howard
thing.
Stern gets on. Did you hear about the guy who
Yeah.
bitch slapped Jean-Claude Van Damme last night? Baba Boo, we get him on the show. We got to get him on the show.
Household name overnight. A lot of people knew you, but the world knew you after that.
Yeah.
Outside of New York, the world knew you. The other great story that
But like he says, here we are, 13 years later, we're still talking about
can't
it.
stop. And we're going to be talking about it 13
Can't
years from
stop.
now. We really will. The other great story is the AJ Benza story. And that one has a lot, right? Tell me that one doesn't have
It all happened here.
different versions.
All the fights happen here. In fact, Howard Stern said I should have a boxing ring set up in,
But, then, but you know,
Champagne
but
Lounge.
that wasn't a fight. That was you were teaching him a lesson. There's a big difference. This is what makes you.
Oh, he was out for 10 minutes, man. He was out cold. I thought I killed him.
All right, can I tell you my version of the story and tell me if I'm right?
What's your version?
My-
What's
this
your
is my-
version with
This is my version of the AJ Benza story.
AJ Benza.
So an article came out in New York Magazine, a big
Yes.
profile on AJ Benza, like 6 pages.
Yes, yeah.
AJ in the article, and I'm going to be vague about it. He mentioned something that was uncomplimentary towards you in the article, or you perceived it to be
It
uncomplimentary.
never had my name. Somebody called me up and they said, "Did you see the New York Magazine?" I said, "No."
Right.
Go pick it up.
Right.
So I went down the street. I picked it up. I started reading how they said AJ Benz is a New York tough guy. He was
Right.
born on the streets. He was this. He was that. And how a Hell's Angel came up to him and told him about Sean Penn's behavior. First of all, Sean Penn was with me that night. I brought Sean Penn here. We were watching the fights in the President's Club. And he says, "I like Sean Penn. I'm not going to talk bad about Sean Penn."
Right.
Now, in other words, he's calling the Hell's Angel a rat, too.
Right.
Now, everybody knows you don't have to mention my name. I'm the only Hell's Angel that came here.
Right.
So right away he put my name with talking about bad about people and everything.
Then he
else.
tried to. Then he said I was misquoted, and the story I got was you said, AJ, now I'm really mad because now you're blaming it on the writer.
No. What happened was, I went looking for him. I jumped on my motorcycle and I went to Rayo's. He always goes to Rayo's. So I went over there to Rayo's and I walked in. I said, AJ here. No. So next thing I flew down here. I pulled right up on the sidewalk and he was right in the hallway. And I saw him.
I would have
He
ran.
ran back in. So I got off my bike. I came in here and I saw John Saliano, who's known as Good About Johnny now. Of
course, yeah.
He was the manager here. I said, where'd AJ go? He goes, he just ran that way. What's the problem? I said,
Thanks, John.
So
Thank you.
I brought him into the President's Club because
Right.
usually I, do my thing in there, talking to people, and it was packed in there. So John came over. He says, "You want to use my office?" Because he knew what was going to happen.
Right.
I said, "Yeah." So he opened the door. AJ walked in first. I walked in. He turns around. He goes, "What's up, man? What's up?" And I pulled out the New York magazine. I says, "What the fuck is this?" And he goes right away with his stupid bullshit. That's the New York magazine, which pissed me off already.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
I says, there's an article in here, in the second paragraph, it says right here how a Hell's Angel came to you and talked about Sean Penn, who's my client and my dear friend. So he goes, look, he goes, I thought I overheard. I says, when did I ever talk bad about Sean Penn to you? Well, you didn't say it to me, but I thought I overheard you. I said, you overheard me talking bad about my friend? He goes, well, I think so. I said, you think so? Boom, I hit him a shot on the chin, he out cold. He hit the wall, slid down, and his eyes were rolling around. And my friend Johnny C opened the door. He saw him, he closed the door, and then everybody was trying to get in and knocking on the door, and I said, mind your business, and I was so pissed off. I was going.
So he was unconscious, and you're looking down at him, just kind
Yeah.
of like, just looking at your work, waiting for him to come to, or did you think maybe you killed him?
He wasn't moving for a while, so I thought I really hurt him bad, but he was out cold. So then I slapped him around a little, he came to. And then I got him up because he was bleeding bad. He split his lip. And then I said, look, I was going to put you in the hospital tonight, man. I said, what you're going to do now is you're going to retract this, and also he was a writer for the Daily News.
Right. AJ was
said,
a
you're gonna-
big gossip reporter.
You're going to retract this story. And you're also going to write in your paper how it's done, but a bunch of bullshit this whole article was. So what happened was, I says, he goes, okay, man. I said, I have your word as a man. He goes, yeah, I'll retract it. I said, now go wash up and I'll buy you dinner.
What a story.
He washed up.
Oh my God, what a story.
And I bought him dinner. Well, I didn't really buy him dinner because I got everything free here.
But it sounds better. See, I always said if I was AJ, I give AJ credit for taking the punch and going down. Not that he had much of a choice, because he would have had to take the punch eventually. But I would have ran. I would have ran like nobody's business down the street. You would have been more embarrassed chasing me than to hit me.
No, I wouldn't, because if I caught you, then you would have got it worse.
See,
You made me run.
but I would have crawled up in the ball.
would've,
I'd be laying
my
on the ground,
boots
crawled up
would've
in the
got
ball. You'd have to peel me off the curb, try to hit me. It'd be hard for you to hit me, because I'd be like a little snail curled
what
up.
happened was 2 days later, I read the newspaper, and it says, because the New York magazine and somebody's wrote a lot of misquotes there, I didn't like being reprimanded by a Hell's Angel, and the wind-up was I'm still eating from a straw.
I think I remember
I
that.
thought that was pretty cool.
You and AJ, you hung out since then, right? Things are good.
Oh yeah, we still see each other. I mean,
He was going to
we
be
were
here
friends.
tonight.
He just did something totally bullshit, and
was gonna-
sometimes people got to get a wake-up call.
He was going to be here tonight, but strangely, he couldn't make it. Shocker. You know?
I think he's in California, no?
No, he's in New York now.
He's in New York?
Well, yeah, we got to talk afterwards. We'll talk about AJ. AJ.
I got to see who's fat, AJ or Grillo.
No, Grillo's pretty big. Grillo.
I
That's
didn't even know
shocking.
who it was. I said, what the fuck? Who's
Grillo
this
from
guy?
the Howard Stern Show, because he's not on
Bob,
camera.
Look at you.
I know.
Yeah, Grillo. What
You
happened?
had all those pizzas. That's the problem.
No,
in Hell's
no,
Kitchen.
You want the honest story?
In Hell's Kitchen. What's the
Give
story?
Grillo a mic. Let's mic Grillo for a second. Grillo from the Howard Stern Show.
These are cameras here?
Yeah.
The little things, the camera?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Technology.
I lean in a little, probably better. You don't see my stomach. So yeah, I got it on the air. Yes, I was.
Oh, by the way, I like your do, man.
Thank you. Oh, it's okay. Give it to me. I got it. I was out of work for like 2 months, and really kind of depressed. And I just like sat on the couch and ate like for 2 months straight, didn't fucking move. And
I've
this
been
is
out of
the
work for
result.
2 years.
Yeah, but I'm not Chuck Zito.
Look at the way I look.
You look fantastic.
Thank you
Chuck,
very
you're not
much.
really out of work.
You
are
don't
you?
drink. I drink. I drank myself to sleep every night for 2 months.
Oh, so I'm supposed to feel sorry
No,
for
I
you.
did
Don't-
that- you asked
will
for a
get
reason
no
why I'm
sympathy
fat.
over here.
I'm not.
Because people who drink and do drugs, fuck them.
I'm not. Listen,
this is
I'm not
what-
asking
How's
for
that?
sympathy.
I never took a drink in my life.
I know.
never took a drug in my life. I never smoked in my life. I never had a
and
smoke
that's
of
why
a joint.
you look the same way you
Okay?
did 10 years ago.
You really do look amazing, Chuck. It's pretty incredible. You look maybe better than you did 10 years ago. What are you doing? What,
Cleavage.
there's
I
so
got
much.
cleavage.
Make them bounce.
The girls
make
are
'em
going
bounce.
crazy. Chuck, this.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
actually,
that's right.
Actually, we're gonna promote my fucking. I work in a new club now, Jaguars 3 in Brooklyn.
Is that it's a
And
nightclub
the
or
grand opening is tomorrow night, and it's also celebrating my birthday.
That's
is that
a
is it a
grand
gentleman's club,
Tomorrow I will
regular
be
club?
59 years old.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
That's amazing.
opening. Nice.
That's incredible.
And so will I.
He just told you, don't get him mad. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs. This is
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, do you still have your show on Sirius?
Actually, the girl
Oh,
on scene is 19.
I'm sorry,
so-
Steve. Was I interrupting your show? Did I happen to be? Did I get in the way?
Well, give the guy a plug for Christ's sake.
She's a little old, but what am I gonna do?
No, Chuck. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break.
My
We're gonna
mother
come-
says, "What could you talk about with a 19-year-old?" I said, "Mom, we don't talk."
That's a lot of.
I don't want to hear the rest of it.
I can't even believe you would have that conversation with your mother. Let's take a break. We'll come back right after this break. Okay, we're back. You're watching the Chaunce Hayden Show on the GFQLive.tv channel. Of course, TravelerSnights.com, broadcasting live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club. So Chuck Zito,
Formerly of Scores.
formerly Scores. We don't even like to say that name here.
was-
It's like a dirty word here.
Why?
Because it's no longer Scores. It's a different business. It's a different company.
Well, I want to call it Scores. What are you gonna do about it?
We're here at Scores. We
Thank
just
you very
changed it.
much.
This is Scores. We're here at Scores.
Why
Formerly
is it
the
dirty
Sapphire
word?
Gentlemen's Club.
This Scores made this joint. People still come here because it used to be Scores.
Have you gone to the new Scores? Or do you
Where's
feel
the new Scores?
exactly Upper West Side?
Upper West Side?
Yeah. Lower West Side. Lower Hell's Kitchen.
It's not
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
It's been there since this was Scores. It's always
No,
been
that
there.
came later. That came like in 2000, didn't it? Or whatever you say happened.
No, well,
like
that came later, yeah, but it was still Scores. I mean, it's still.
But it's not the same. This is, to me, this is Scores. Like that's
I thought it was a dirty word.
until you change the rules. You said it's not, so it became a good word. I just go with the flow, Chuck. Whatever you say, I just do. One of the things I did when I interviewed you for Stepping Out, remember years ago?
Hey, you did a great job.
I was so it was.
I think you gave me half the magazine. That was cool.
I interviewed Chuck
That
for a cover
magazine
story.
is hanging in the famous
The Roxy, right?
Rainbow Bar and Grill on Sunset Boulevard.
I've heard people call and tell me.
Yeah.
I've never been so stressed out over a column because the whole AJ thing happened right before that. And I was so afraid of misquoting you or getting something wrong. We used to meet. Remember we used to have meetings here?
Yeah.
Every week, Chuck and I would sit down and go over parts of the interview. And he would read it. It'd be like a kid sitting in front of his teacher. And he'd quietly read it. And he'd take a pen and start making changes. I'm like, oh, what did I do? He'd go, I didn't say this. And he'd just look at me. And I'd be like, oh, Chuck, I'm so sorry. And we had to go a month back and forth before we
I
had
had
it
to
right.
rewrite my column.
You had to rewrite it. You were the editor. I wasn't going to take a chance. I wasn't taking a chance of
No, you
publishing
did a great
something.
job, man.
Thank you.
It was a very good article.
We still get requests.
I think you gave me like 8 pages.
You know what the
And
best was though?
It's framed in the famous Rainbow Bar and Grill.
You called me like a year later and you said, Chauncey, I need you to reprint that magazine. I need a couple of hundred more. I said, Chuck, doesn't work that way. Like you can't go back and reprint the magazine. You say, no, I just need a couple more. Just reprint it.
Yeah.
I tried to get them to reprint it, but
It was. I probably might have to admit it was probably your best magazine you ever had. The best issue.
No, I would have to. If you admit that, I would have to admit that with you, because I'd be crazy not to.
Hey, I don't want to beat you in front of your friends.
Yeah, please. So, I read about you not too long ago, in the spring of this past year, because your name came out when Charlie Sheen started going on tour. You were with him.
Yes. I was with him on a 21-city tour he did.
What was that like? It seemed like it was crazy, or was it fun?
It was a little bit crazy. It was a little bit fun. A little bit different. because people don't realize Charlie went and did a 21-city tour.
Right.
But when he came on the stage, he didn't do a fucking thing.
Did you
He
tell?
don't sing, he don't dance, he don't tap dance, he don't play the piano, he don't do nothing.
Just came out on
So he
stage.
sat down, he would light up a cigarette, and he started asking questions.
But
So I-
some
you know,
thought that
people
was
answering
genius.
questions.
Some people thought either he's insane or he's a genius. You know, nobody knew what to think of it.
Well, they paid him $10 million for that tour, so how stupid was he?
It's pretty smart. And he asked you to come along with him.
Yes.
And
We
just-
actually, I didn't see him in a few years,
Right.
and I went to the Radio City tour,
Right.
the Radio City show,
Mhm.
just to make amends with him and everything. When he saw me, he says, "Hey, I want you the rest of the tour with me."
Oh,
And
that's
I
how you
did-
guys
I-
hooked up again?
Yeah,
Radio City?
we
Oh,
hooked
okay.
up. So from there, we went up to Foxwoods.
Right.
The night he was here, he got a bad. They booed him.
Yeah, they
right off
hammered
the
him. You knew they were
stage.
gonna though in New York. They were gonna.
And
boo.
then I says, "Hey, man," because he had some other guys sitting with him that wanted all the publicity and was trying to stand him up. I said, "Hey,
Right.
Charlie, you don't need this guy. They want to see you." I said,
Right.
"Go out in the audience, give him high fives." I said, "I'll be right behind you. Nobody's gonna bother you."
Right.
We did that in Foxwood, standing ovation. We came back here the next Monday, standing ovation in Radio City after he got booed off the stage.
I think he knew he needed you. Like he
So-
needed your because you
I
have all
had
this
him
confidence.
mixed in with the crowd. They wanted that. They wanted a high five. They wanted to shake hands. Girls wanted
Right.
to kiss them.
Right.
I says, go out there, mingle with your fans. They're here to see you.
Right.
They don't want to see anybody up on stage with you, and that's what happened.
I wonder with him if he regrets leaving that show, 2.5 Men. What do you think he does, or do you think that was probably the
Baba,
good decision?
First of all, if you're getting $2 million a week, how the fuck do you tell your boss to go fuck himself?
Yeah.
I would kiss the guy every time I went to work. What, are you kidding me? Guess what? I just cashed that check. Thank you very
$2 million,
much.
I do a lot. I might do more than just kiss him.
$2 million a week. Go figure.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe you just get so much money that
And
doesn't
I
mean
hate to
anything
say it,
anymore.
When they killed Charlie Sheen, they killed that show.
Show's horrible.
Because, you know, I have nothing against Ashton Kutcher, but that show was
No.
revolved around Charlie Sheen's life.
Yeah.
They called him Charlie in the show.
Yeah.
You know, he was a guy who was drinking, a guy who was getting laid all the time, a guy who was just a fuck up.
Yeah, yeah. No, the show's not the
So,
same. I'm not just saying
It's
that.
not-
If
no, it's not the same. It was Charlie's show.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he regret it? Yes, he does.
think so?
Yes. Because first of all, I don't think he ever thought that he'd get fired.
They called his bluff.
They called his bluff, yeah.
What does that tell you? That's a lesson in life. No matter how big you are, there's someone bigger, right?
How do you fuck up a job, $2 million a week? How do you do that?
You can't, because he verbally bitch slapped the people
Please.
that paid him, and you can't do
Give me
that.
1 week's work, I'll retire for the rest of my life.
Why?
Give me 1 week's work.
But you've had acting roles. I look at your face and your
I
persona.
had acting roles, but you know what? I never got no money for them. I did Oz for 5 years. You know what I got paid? $2,000 a week.
Really?
$2,000 from day one. 5 years later, $2,000 a week.
Do you get residuals from
I
that?
took
or?
$1,356 home.
Wow.
Yeah, I just got a residual check.
Was it-
41 cents.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I got a check for a penny. It cost them 44 cents to mail it. They gave me a penny.
You're not joking.
I'm serious.
It's insane.
It's hanging on my wall. A penny.
That's insane. It's insane.
It's retarded.
Well, I'm surprised from that though. You didn't get bigger. You didn't get bigger movie roles. I'm really,
You
and
know
all the
what?
people you know, all the
Hey,
celebrities
you know what?
that you know.
It's not who you know. It's bullshit. People say you know it's who you know.
Yeah.
I know everybody in the world. Everybody in the world. And not one person ever called me and said, Chuck, I read a script. I think you're great for this part. Nobody.
Does that bother
They're
you?
all full of shit. Yeah. Yeah. So when I make it big on this new show, I'm going to tell everybody to go fuck themselves.
Tell me about the new show.
I don't want to tell you about the new show.
I don't. You know what? I don't want to know until you're ready to tell me. We'll have you back.
No, I just got on season 5 of Sons of Anarchy.
Wait a second. Wait, now I'm confused. Wait a second, because now I have to ask. Weren't you suing the show?
Yes, I was.
Because
For
it's
2
really
years-
you invented
for
the show.
2 years I was suing them. In 2004, I went in with not anybody but the president of FX, who was John Landgraf.
Right.
We went in, gave him two people went in there pitching my show to them, representing me. My flight was delayed. I was in Vegas at the fights. The time I came back, they were already in and out of the show. They pitched my story, gave my book, gave my treatment. 2 weeks later, they came back and said, look, we passed. We don't want to do a motorcycle series. which I had no problem with that. I said, okay. A year later, I went with different representation, tried to see FX again. They said, look, we can't take the meeting. We're already working on a motorcycle series. I said, oh, wait a minute, man. Last year you said you didn't want to do one. Now you're working on one.
Someone needed to be taken to the closet.
And it turned out to be Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
So I sued them. So they put in the paper this guy, Chuck Zito, who was the creator of the show and the writer and producer and showrunner and star and everything. He got on his blog and he called me a pussy, a punk, a bitch, a no talent actor, and took it very personal. So I said, well, okay, so I'm getting the next plane out. I'm going to knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, of course.
So then I
would
was told
expect you
not
to do.
to.
Yeah.
But when we went in the deposition, I finally saw him face to face.
Right.
And then we had him in a deposition for 7 hours. Anyway, make a long story longer. At the end of the deposition, we went our separate ways. We went to a thing called summary judgment. You go in front of the judge. Now, if you don't have enough evidence, the judge feels that you don't have enough evidence. He
can throw it out.
Dismiss
in that case.
it.
Right.
I had so much overwhelming evidence on that show. First of all, I was a Hell's Angel for 25 years. I was known as Charming Chuck in the Hell's Angels Motorcycle Club. They came from the town of Charming. There was a main guy's name was Chuck. Yeah. Out of 1,000 of Hell's Angels, I
was his last name Zito?
One and only guy who coined the phrase Frontline 9 when 9 Hell's Angels went and confronted 200 of our enemies. Okay? We came back, made a tag, Frontline 9. They wear First 9.
Right.
In my book, I showed that I body grinded a tattoo off a guy. They torch a guy off him. There were so many similarities.
Right.
Anyway, we lost summary judgment. I appealed it. A funny thing happened a few days later. Chuck Zito's lawyers called my lawyer, and he wanted to know if I would sit down with him and try and work things out. I said, sure, great. Let's go. And then we met in a restaurant, and we met. And the funny thing about it, Charlie Sheen, they were friends.
Right.
He gave Charlie Sheen a Sons of Anarchy jacket. Charlie gave it to me. I wore it to the meeting. So when I met him, I had the jacket on. I says, well, I thought this was appropriate for our meeting to show you how much I love the show.
Right.
He goes, that's great. Where'd you get that from? He goes, I said, you don't recognize this? And he saw it because he put a tag on it, said Charlie. He goes, that the one I gave Charlie Sheen? I said, that's right, he gave it to me. So we started talking. He basically apologized for his blogs. Right. Said he, at a spur of the moment, in heated discussion and everything, he was rent. And I said, now I'll shake your hand. And basically, to tell you the truth, after meeting with him, I like the guy. We became good friends.
And now you're on the show.
And now I'm on the show.
That's great. Congratulations. When are we going to see you? When does it come out, the first episode?
We start filming in May. I agreed to bury the hatchet. I dropped the lawsuit, and we became friends.
So maybe this
from
is
that
it finally.
meeting, I really liked the guy.
Maybe this is finally the break after all these years, you know?
So the show comes out. It airs in September.
Great.
We start filming in May, and we've had 3-4 meetings since. And to tell you the truth, it feels like I know the guy 10 years. That's how good of friends we became.
That's funny. That's someone can say
like
that kind of stuff and then live to tell and be your friend. Actually, is amazing to me.
I like him, and I tell you the truth. I think he's a great writer. It's going to be a successful show. They go on in their 5th season.
Everybody loves that show. Yeah, the show is
it's a great
tremendous.
show. And I
it should be. You wrote it.
I think he's an awesome writer.
Did he admit to taking your idea?
No, of course not. But he said how he came up with his own idea.
I wonder if he would have won somebody. I wonder if in appeal if he would have won eventually.
Well, you know what? It's like everything else. I thought I'd win the appeal.
Right.
But you know what? I don't go for another year. It's going to cost me more money down the road. And there's an old saying: if you can't beat him, join him.
Right.
So I decided to bury the hatchet with him, and we became friends. And he's a great guy. I really like the guy, and it takes me a long time to warm up to people.
I know you're not the warmest
guy. It seems like I know the guy 10 years. We text each other. He just texted me today. I text him back. It's funny. And I told him I can't wait to start working on a
You have to move out to LA?
great. I have to go out there in May, and it's probably going to be there for at least 4 months.
No kidding.
Yeah.
This is big
So,
news. Is this an exclusive? Because I haven't heard this anywhere.
No, that they had in the paper.
They already put it
he
out?
put it on his blog
Okay.
now.
All right.
That he apologized to me, and that he said things in the heat of the moment, and at a job stress and scrutiny, and he said some very inflammatory things about a man I never even met, and I thought that was very humble. You know.
All right.
So-
That's great.
He humbled himself, and like I says, I go out there and we became good friends.
And Chuck, before I let you go, I want to ask you too about the Hells Angels, because talking about the Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
You were the president of the New York chapter for how many years?
I was the president of the Nomads, the Hells Angel Nomads. When we left New York City and we became Nomads, I was the president of the Nomads. So,
And
I was a 25-year member of the club, and 7 years ago I quit the club.
And then when you did that, that's where the story came out where you had to remove the tattoo from your chest, right? That's required. It wasn't something. It's something that they have
You
to do,
see
right?
something removed?
Now then you tell
Are
me.
you making up stories, or I got to beat
You
you
know,
up?
I don't
again?
know what I'm talking about, and you know something. I need to apologize to you.
Do you see
No,
a tattoo there?
I do see it, but didn't. So how about the Mets? Because I think they're going to kick ass this year. People are
No,
saying
no,
they're not
no.
going to win, but you and I know better.
Basically, when you leave the club in good standing, you keep the tattoo.
Okay.
But you have to put an out date. So that's the out date.
The out date, that
Pamela
was it.
Anderson's birthday, July 1st.
That was your out date.
That's my out date.
If
You leave the club in good standing, you're allowed to keep the tattoo. If you're leaving in bad standing, you don't leave in bad standing, you get thrown out. It
Right.
comes off. Because everything belongs to the Hells Angels. All these shirts, all my patch, my rings.
all goes back.
All goes back to the club. Anything
Right.
that says Hells Angels goes back to the club. They own it.
Man,
But you leave in good standing, you're allowed to keep the tattoo and put an out date on it.
The
Guys
out date.
who get thrown out, it comes off.
The bikes with the Angels thing, that all goes back to them.
No, the gas tank went back
The
to
gas
them
tank went back.
because I didn't want to ruin a great paint job, so I gave it to one of my brothers over there. You know, Bart, I gave it to him. It's in his showcase. No, they don't take your bike. I mean, nobody's taking my bike.
You mentioned Pam Anderson. You know, I think for years everybody has thought that all the people she dated, that somehow you two were going to end up together.
I thought so.
Is there still a
But you know
chance
what's-
for you guys?
With Pamela, because we were just together in with the night of the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
We were together at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, the famous Rainbow Bar and Grill. And she goes, I can't go out with you because I like to control my men. So,
You were good for her. I think you're good for her.
yeah.
I still think maybe one day, right?
Maybe one day.
Maybe now.
I don't know. You never know. Never say never.
I think
But we
you
were
love
together,
her.
and it was funny because she just gave Hugh Hefner, the night of the Grammys,
Right.
an award. So when she called me, she goes, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at the Rainbow." So she
Right.
came over. First time she was ever early. Even her driver said that never happened. So she came in with a few people.
Right.
We sat in the back so nobody would bother her because of Rainbow. Everybody goes there. Every rock and roll person goes there. It's a
Right.
great people watching place. The great food if you're in LA. And you ever go to Rainbow?
I've never been to LA.
You never been to LA?
No, I don't get mad. I know I've never been to LA.
I guess the magazine wasn't that successful.
No, I've never. I'm a New Yorker. Like, I'm a real New Yorker. Real New Yorkers
I'm a real
never
New
go
York-
to LA.
Nobody's more real than
Oh,
me.
I
but
didn't
I've
mean
been to
that.
LA
When I said
1,000
that,
times.
I didn't mean it. I meant something else when I said that about being a New Yorker. Obviously, you're a New Yorker, and
I've been to LA 1,000 times. Been to Vegas all for the
yeah,
fights.
but look at you. You're Hollywood.
But I'm
Like,
a
you're,
New Yorker. I can never leave New York.
look
I'm
at this
here.
face. This face has no business in LA. It's humiliating for me to be in LA. You look like a rock star. You look like a movie star. I walk down the streets of LA, and it's ridiculous. Look. You look like you should be a leading man in a movie. In fact, I can't believe that you're not a leading man. You have the looks
No,
of
but it's a great
you're a
place.
combination of George Clooney, Sylvester Stallone, and
Clooney.
Arnold, Mickey Rourke. You like all those guys combined
Mickey Rourke before he changed his face.
before he changed his face. What's happening with him? I thought you were going to come in with him tonight.
He's in LA. He's
Is
doing
he?
a movie out there for 4 months. I had lunch with him.
He
And
had,
Arnold Schwarzenegger
he had to
last
come
week.
back. Like it's amazing what he did to his career.
He came
Now
back.
he's gotta
He
hook
was a
you
guy
up.
who came back and who was down, and another guy who told everybody he fucked himself.
Right.
And then he was blackballed for a long time.
That's right.
Then he came back with what movie he did?
Wrestler.
No, Sin City first.
Sin City. Sin City. You're right.
City.
You're right.
Brought him back.
Right, right.
And of course he did The Wrestler, which I didn't think was a great movie. And he
Depressing.
did so many other great performances that Pope of Greenwich Village.
Right, right.
It's a cult film.
Right.
Angel Heart with De Niro.
One of the greatest movies
know,
ever made. Yeah.
Diner.
Yeah. 9.5 weeks.
Johnny Handsome, everything. 9.5 weeks. He was
Yeah.
and he was a good-looking guy. I don't know why you wanted to change his face.
Because I think a lot of creative people are self-destructive.
He was the next James Dean. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to be Mickey Rourke, especially after 9.5 weeks.
I think people that look like that want to escape themselves. Like it's a different mindset. We can't understand. Well, you can understand it the way you look, but I can't the way I look.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say? I did something?
We were talking about the man. Before I let you go, Chuck,
Why? How long are you
please.
gonna be here?
I was going to go home. I was going to go. You can stay. I was going to go home.
Oh, I think like you're throwing me out now.
No. You.
The show's on,
No,
ending?
the show will go as long as you say it goes on.
Oh,
I
okay.
was going to go
I'm
home.
not going nowhere.
No, I was going
I'm
to
here
leave.
back here in the old scores. I'm gonna stay here for a while.
No, we're staying. We'll have dinner. We
Okay.
can have dinner,
Sounds good.
some water.
Oh, if I get a ticket, you're paying for it.
If you get a ticket, of course I'm paying for it. Who else would pay for it?
But no, it's like I said, Mickey's was great. I had dinner with him. I had dinner with Arnold this weekend, Saturday. The grand opening of Jaguars 3 is tomorrow night. It's
And
also
where's that
my
again? Tell
birthday.
people.
It's 225 47th Street
Okay.
in Brooklyn.
People go there.
And it's going to be my birthday. It's open to the public after 9 o'clock. So everybody come and help.
You're going to be 25 years old.
Celebrate. No, I have no problem telling my age.
I wouldn't either if I looked like you.
Tomorrow I'll be 59.
Amazing. You're not afraid of 6-0? You're not scared?
Why?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm the same guy. It doesn't matter.
They are the
I
same
mean,
guy.
it's just-
But you really are the
it's
same
just-
guy.
It's amazing that you could say you're 59. It's holy shit, where'd the years
No
go?
plastic surgery, nothing. Like that's it. I can't picture you getting plastic. Imagine you getting
crazy.
a facelift. How funny that would be. Like who would get Chuck Zito?
Baba, I've seen what happens to guys.
You
like
see the guy,
Mickey and
right,
everybody.
that's
I
right.
would never touch.
And look at you. You're
I
an
don't think
example why you
anybody-
shouldn't.
Anybody should. Well, some girls they could get it, but no guys. I
Right.
don't think any guys should get it because they fuck their face up.
All right.
Everybody that I know is a guy, something fucked up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
I wouldn't get anything.
I'll change your face.
No, I know. But then I would need plastic surgery.
No, you don't mind.
Still so afraid. I'm such a wuss because I'm actually afraid of you. You're my friend. I'm afraid of you. Imagine if we were enemies.
Imagine.
So one thing about Chuck Zito, if he's your friend, you have the best friend on earth.
You know what?
And if he's your enemy, run.
That's my saying, man. You know what? You treat me good, I'll treat you
Right.
better.
You've always
Treat
been good to
bad,
me.
I'll treat you worse.
How many years we've known each other?
Oh,
17 years, 15 years, longer?
I think longer than that.
You've always been a good guy to me, always. Like a great guy, a good friend to me.
This thing happened 13 years ago with Jean-Claude, so it's all longer.
Before
at
that
least
even.
15 years,
Yeah.
you know, at least.
Yeah.
At least. But I'm the nicest guy. You treat me good,
No, I know,
I'll
you
treat
are.
you better.
You really
man.
are.
You
You are.
disrespect me, then we take it to the next level.
Right.
I don't try and go that way, but sometimes people test the waters, man. So.
See, I've always been, I would never test the waters. I wouldn't even put my foot in it. I wouldn't even, told you, I'd curl up on a ball and you'd have to pry me off the carpet. It would be more work to hit me than it would be just to leave.
Oh, no, not really.
It would take you all day to get me, to unbend me.
Oh, no,
I go into a lock, I lock
Don't
up,
bother.
I put my head between my legs and I lock up. It would be so, you'd feel silly trying to peel me apart.
But
just to hit
tomorrow,
me.
like it says, come out.
All right.
Everybody here is
Yeah.
invited to try through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
Maybe
man.
it will show up. Well, if
You're all invited. We're having a great grand opening tomorrow.
Right.
We're having a great birthday tomorrow. A lot
That's
of people
great.
from Oz and Sopranos are going to be there. A lot of celebrities, a lot of everything, and it also continues Friday also. And then Saturday morning, I got to jump on a plane. I got to go to Columbus, Ohio, because they have the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and I'm having lunch with Arnold Saturday.
Look at you.
It's the first time, not the first time, but it's his first Mr. Olympia won. He won in Columbus, Ohio, and he's been back ever since, every year.
And you go. Can it be your publicist? You should have me just come with you as your personal publicist. It would look good. Just tell them they have to pay for you and your publicist.
So also
Yeah, you would never
that
do it.
night,
Never.
because 200,000 people walked
Yeah.
through the doors that weekend.
Right.
So they also have the UFC fight that night. And right, Strike Force. Strike Force is fighting that night. So we're going to go to the fights that night.
So imagine me with a clipboard pushing people away. Sorry, Mr. Zito. Mr. Zito has to be in the front of the line. You need a guy like me now. Now you're a star again on TV. You need a guy like me to push people away.
I think it's going to be a good thing for me for the Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
nice-
Sirius Satellite
nice-
Radio. You have
nice,
your show.
Nice, career boost for me.
Right. That is good.
And
people
you
can
know,
still
all the
see you
perks
on
from it.
Oz, and you're still
So-
on Oz. I mean, this show is
Yeah,
still.
well, they keep rerunning it. So
Got to keep making those pennies.
that was a great show. I think
It
it was
was.
the best show on HBO.
Yeah.
Oz started it all.
Right.
We were there before Sopranos, before Sex and the City, before Six
right.
Feet Under, before everybody. We opened the doors for everybody.
That's right. That genre.
But we never got the recognition that it deserved because there were so many great actors that you still see all over the place
Right.
today.
But-
Look at Dean Winters. He's on the Allstate Mayhem.
Right. That's right.
The guy who plays Schillinger's on,
Yeah,
on another.
yeah.
Simmons is everywhere.
J.K. Simmons. He plays Schillinger.
Chuck Zito.
Chris Maloney.
Sons of Anarchy.
Law and Order. And now I'm going Sons of Anarchy. So
Can't
it's
complain.
going to boost the career and everything else. So
Chuck.
we're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
You got it, buddy.
Appreciate it.
You got it.